And here we are again for game number 2. I'm feeling like this is gonna be some kind of Bob Ross series, you know. Instead of learning to paint, you're gonna learn to play Aoe4. We have map Caramel here, and this is a map with a lot of food, so people enjoy playing Pro Scout on this map usually. Since I'm playing random, I'm gonna just, gonna have to play whatever I get. But I do think says like Roos or Sushi or H3 or people that or civs that like the Pro Scout would benefit from playing this map. But that's alright. I think anything is playable anywhere. I think for a lot of these games you're just gonna be seeing 6 to food, first 2 to gold, and then back to food. Because that's just the most regular build order for like everything. Sorry, I didn't put this on full screen. There you go. Bit of a spoiler. So ayyubid is always a civ that I found interesting. I haven't played them that much, but I do know they should kind of fit my style. I really like the H-ups. It gives you something instantly, and again that allows you to play with tempo, which is one of my favorite things. I think a lot of people are like messing around with aging with 2 dervish, 2 H2. Personally, I don't believe as much in it. Like, I know it can be good, don't get me wrong. But I think 3 vills early H2 is just such a big part of your economy that whenever I play ayyubid, I almost always go 3 vills. And let's say that your goal with ayyubid is to fast castle, and then people like to do 2 dervish into 7 vills. I like to do it the other way around. So 3 vills into 3 dervish. Just because the 3 extra vills in H2 is gonna be so much gather time by the time you reach castle. Like your castle age will probably be like 30 seconds faster from having the 3 vills. And then while you're aging to castle, you also have the 3 extra vills to be able to chop extra wood and stuff to be able to afford buildings once you hit H3. And then yeah, you have 3 dervish, so you can just really pick up relics easily with all of them. So my go-to with ayyubid is usually to age it with the vills in, I think, basically any matchup that I play them. And then most of the time I would play H2 for a while, just because you're up 3 vills on your opponent, right? Like, it's just major benefit. So here I'm a bit conflicted. I want to scout my opponent's base, but I also want to pick up those 2 sheep above my base that you saw walking around those deer. And they're walking off, and I'm like, no, I want you guys to come home. So we'll delay scouting our opponent's base a little bit. Drop off the sheep one more time. I like to be around at my opponent's base around minute 4 usually. Unless they're playing a civ where I really want to know the landmark, then I would be there earlier. But yeah, actually those sheep just vanished, so I came back for nothing. So I'm not familiar with this civ, but I figured this H-up is relatively fast. Wasn't too sure what it meant, so we're just sending the scout his way, see what he's up to. And we'll be ready to make production buildings once we head up. I do know that this civ likes to get the pilgrims that travel to the sacred site for gold. So getting some units out to be able to deny those potentially could be nice. Another added bonus for playing H2 with ayyubid for a little bit is you're gonna be able to get your golden age. which is better than any eco upgrade in the game. I think for ayyubid it's 10% and for abyss it is 15%, so especially for abyss it's just massive. But even 10%, it's on all your resources, right? So it's as if you're getting eco upgrades for all your resources in one. So I always like to get it kind of fast. So I'm making a stable and a range, even though I sold a stable. I can use the range, I just train the Desert Raider at the start. The goal here is to have the calf majority. And then once I have that, I can just use the range to train archers. So he's trying to put some early pressure. This would have been annoying if I was to do some kind of fast castle stuff, but since I'm training units, it's not really a bother. I'm just gonna have the one camel. Gonna be able to debuff his calf, and yeah, the one extra unit is nice for my army. So since I'm expecting to have the calf majority now, throughout this game, that means someone has to give, and that's him. Like, someone has to make spears. I don't have to do that because I can get the majority calf over him. So I'm expecting at some point in time he will have to train spears, and I'm just training archers at home. I'm not gonna push with them, I'm not gonna show them, I'm just training them casually. Let me know what you guys think about my gameplay speed. I think this is pretty chill, right? Like, this is the sort of speed that I expect almost any of you watching should be able to accomplish. Okay, so we see him going for tricomp. We expected the spears already. I'm just gonna shift click this. So as soon as the berry runs out, my villagers are tasked to make that mill. Always recommend using as many shift clicks in your game as you can. For example, just these houses. I think people are really bad at making houses. I think they're often too late. I think this is a beautiful moment. Like, you're 43 out of 50. Just drop 2 houses down. Don't just make the singular. You can afford to just make 2. I like to never really, at least I try to never cut it close with my population space. I like to just be way ahead of the curve on that. Because the 50 extra wood that I'm down now, making that second house, it's not an issue whatsoever. But if you were to get a house, then that's a big deal. So we're not really sure where he's gonna hit. We know he's making army because he's not just gonna make triple buildings and go H3. Even if he did, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I would be able to just push him. But I'm a little bit worried about my eco at the moment. I don't know if he's gonna show up with my berries or my gold. So I would like to be able to see his army again. And there we go. So he's gonna feel confident to be able to push me in. He has spears for my calf. And it seems like this is my only army, right? Like, the archers are still unknown to him. So if I were him, I would feel confident to push in, unless I would be suspicious. He's, by the way, he's 1k yellow. Is that platinum or diamond? I don't really know. I don't really know where ranks begin and end, to be honest with you. So now he's kind of pushed up far enough for me to be willing to show my archers, because he wouldn't be able to run away anymore anyway. I'm not going to be attempting to do like some godly micro or something. I'm just using my archers to take out the spears, and then the fight is won, right? So So whenever I crush a fight like this, my usual instinct is to go h3. Reason for that is that my opponent has to reproduce army. Well, I can just keep mine alive. And basically get h3 for free because he's stuck making his army again. So you can see I just pull everything from wood to gold as soon as I noticed I was winning the fight. It doesn't mean I'm gonna stop producing, like I'm still producing horsemen. Having a little bit of a hard time spotting the spears here, so I'm losing cavalry a bit too much. I didn't realize there were 2 spears attacking me. So this is a nice situation where you can do both, like you can make army while going towards castle age. I have the spare wood to be able to keep producing for a bit. And my food income is high enough to be able to afford training units while keeping enough in reserve to go castle. But yeah, macro wise, most of the time if you're in a fight, you just macro to castle behind it. If you were to do that, that should work out great for you. Oh yeah, this was funny in hindsight. I realized it later. I just couldn't find a gold mine on the map, but it's right there, to the right of me there. I just didn't see it. So I was like, where the hell's my next gold? And the only one I saw was the one in the bottom there. So yeah, a bit of a mistake, but that's fine. So we're gonna age up here, where my intention is to make the knights. Knights early h3 are just an insanely good unit. But regardless, I don't want to stack like a billion resources, so I kept producing horsemen a bit. I'm gonna try to raid him now, distract him a bit, buy some time, get my knights out, maybe get some veil kills if I can. And I'm just keeping the archers safe. Since I'm going heavy knights, I want to keep those alive to be able to pick up spears, right? So I'm looking for the pilgrims, which is why I sent that horseman to the left sacred side. So we're just spamming stables, getting ready to mass produce knights. We're gonna be getting our 3 dervishes out, which will allow us to get the relics. I like to just rally it to one of the relics, and then you can pick up the other 2 to get the other 2 relics. Like you only have to select 2 of them basically. So seeing his cavalry there is nice for me. It means that I have time to do what I want. Yeah, so like that, I'm blind again. It's getting veteran archers, I have plenty of them. Continue stalling time with the horsemen, just running around. Yeah, the speed of which you could pick up 5 relics with this civ is insane. They, even when they carry a relic, they still walk at quite a high speed in my opinion. I know there's a decent chance that guy would die, but I don't mind. I'm just gonna risk it. Okay, so he's trying to push me, but I have knights. Sending my gold fills to food, and then I can send these food fills to gold. I know his army is there, but I wouldn't mind if he kills some vills. I'm just gonna crush his army with my knights. So yeah, that was game number 2. Not too much to add. I think so many of these fast castle civs, it's just really nice to just play h2 for a little bit. I think people should do more of that. Because as soon as you play h2, there's just nothing that can really go disastrously wrong. And you can see this Vil lead, right? Like his h-up cost him time there. And I have the 3 extra Vils, so I'm just way ahead in Vils. And you can see the eco difference. So yeah, so much for game number 2. I'll see you in game number 3.